I need you guys to understand the emotional roller coaster I just went through for the past 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Get some close right now. I read the article, and it is true, right? About 2% of hot dogs contain human DNA. So I was like, you know what? I eat vegetarian dogs anyway, so it's all good until I read deeper into the article. It turns out an overwhelming amount of those hot dogs were in fact vegetarian dogs. That's awesome. So I was like, hey, you know what? I guess I'll just stop eating hot dogs starting now. I'm like, when was the article written? Like a couple of days ago? Get closer. That article was written 7 years ago. It's still prevalent now, meaning that it's already too late. At this point, I don't even know how much human DNA that I have accidentally consumed. Does that make sense? I don't.
Shalom, shalom, all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakak, Kodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kema once again. This is your brother, Bawan, back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakak, Kodash, and you saw the shot I just put up before this one. And that was going into what this article right here is talking about. Okay, some hot dogs slash sausages studied contain human DNA, says new reports. And your Venetian Vienna sausages, especially that the sausages they use in their hot dogs and different food items like that, all those sausages, right? Even though majority of them are pork, right? So, but also having human DNA, and what really this is going into, and the reason why I'm going into this article is because once again, this is Bible prophecy. These are the things that would happen in the times of the end, where you would see, basically you would eat your defiled bread among the Gentiles. Part of the curses that our people are under, where we eat all these abominable foods, right? And really it shows you just how corrupt and polluted this kingdom is. Because it doesn't matter if you say, oh, well, if all meats are unclean, let me just choose the vegan option and stop eating meat. Even in the vegan foods, right? The vegetable foods, you also have unclean unclean things in it, whether it's chemicals, like the pesticide that is being used on crops, like from Monsanto. Shout out Monsanto, right? Poisoning Americans since whenever it was established, or even going as far as different bugs and things in different processed foods, okay? And it's gotten to the point where you have to label foods organic and not, even though they are all food is supposed to be organic. And this is really showing you just how messed up things are in Esau's kingdom. There is nothing clean, nothing sacred in this kingdom, okay? Nothing pure in this kingdom. So let's go into the article. The food that's a staple of American cookouts is getting some scrutiny for some unexpected ingredients. Clear Food, an independent company that analyzes food at the molecular level, found that 14.4% of the hot dogs tested were problematic. Clear Food reported that it found human DNA in 6 of the 345 samples, or 2% of all samples tested. 4 of the 6 samples that were tested positive for human DNA were vegetarian products. And you see that even if you say, you want to go off the meats, right, in order to avoid eating unclean meats or eating the human DNA, even the vegetarian substitutes, okay, if you say you want to go organic, it's also the same thing. All the food in this kingdom, everything in this kingdom is corrupted. Everything in this kingdom is polluted. It doesn't matter if you are ingesting human flesh, unclean foods, or plastics, or toxic chemicals, mercury, estrogen in the water that is turning the frogs gay, like Alex Jones said, and everybody laughed until the scientists, until you saw them finally admitted it, that the water really does, cause you to become more effeminate, which is basically the same thing as turning you gay. Okay, but continuing on. Other ingredients such as chicken, lamb, turkey, and beef showed up in samples that were not listed on the product's packaging, according to Clear Food, which did note that no pork was found in the 100% kosher product he tested, which of course you can take that with a grain of salt. But what does it matter? How can a food be kosher? Which is of course the small heart way of saying it is clean to eat. If you tested it and found human DNA in it, because last I checked, because we don't believe in the Christian doctrine here, so we believe that human flesh is unclean, unlike the Christians. This is only for vocal Malone. We are still asking him whether he thinks that it is lawful to eat human flesh or not. Jerry Hoka still hasn't answered that question. But yet you'll be doing videos calling out the brothers and taking the words of the elders and the brothers out of context. But yet, when you ask him a question, the actual questions, the actual responses that we make to Vocal's videos and to his teachings and his videos, he never responds to those. Okay? But all he really does is try to paint the Hebrew Israelites in a negative light, but yet he cannot respond to anything that we make concerning him, because of course he is caught by the truth. But let's just get this reset right here. And it shows you, and you are seeing now the reason why we really need to get out of this kingdom, and the reason why in the book of Matthew 24, verse 22, I believe, or 24, from the 20th verse on up to the 24th verse, it says that, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days were shortened because of things like this, you don't even, because of things like this, all these chemicals that you are consuming, that you are constantly taking into your body, you do not even know yet all the effects that it will have on you and the future generations. And you are really only starting to see it in this time. There's a reason why you see such a great rise in all these developmental genetic disorders. Okay, you have all these new types of mental illnesses and physiological disorders, the autisms, the Down syndromes, the ADHDs, and so on and so forth. All these different, all these different mental illnesses that are just coming on people, or even the learning disorders, and things like that. So Ezekiel 4, so let me get this, yeah. Ezekiel 4, so like I'm trying to figure out where to start from. Okay, Ezekiel 4, verse 12. No, Ezekiel 4, verse 13, Slovakia. Ezekiel 4, verse 13, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Right, because right now you see that happening, that even in the kingdom they are being brought into, and this is of course going into the causes as well, eating this defiled bread. And it's not just the unclean meats, or you're eating pork, or you're eating catfish, or you're eating shellfish. It is also, polluted foods. Okay, it has human DNA, which of course they did not even specify what type of DNA it was. It could be hair, it could be saliva, it could be actual human flesh, it could be anything. But even more than that, there's also the various chemicals that are put into the foods that have all these adverse effects on your body, right? And the nutrients that are taken out of the food, because that's also a factor as well. Because you have a lot of these foods that are made, a lot of these foods that are made with chemicals that are supposed to be, that are made with chemicals extracted from the actual organic food product, and put, like your colorings, right? The artificial colorings, those are, chemicals extracted from actual organic, plants or even animals that have the natural coloring, and it is used to color foods, and you don't know what kind of adverse effects that can have on the body. Of course, we are seeing all these things now. That's why you have a rise in all these different cancers and various diseases that go, strokes and things like that, because of the types of foods that we are eating in this kingdom, which is completely defiled, completely polluted. So let's read some more of this article. That's what I really want. That's what I really want to get from. Isaiah, I haven't gone to it yet, but yes, I already know where I'm going to. Isaiah 24, one of my favorite precepts. Okay, Isaiah 24, all the precepts are fire, of course, but Isaiah 24, verse 4, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. And this is the reason why you see the earth in the state that it is in today, the world is in the state that is in today, in a state of complete, decay. Okay, and basically just that, complete decay, completely destroyed because of the rulers of the earth, Esau, Edom. As the scripture says, he is the destroyer of the earth, and our Lord Yahushua is going back to destroy them that destroy the earth. And how do they destroy the earth? With their crafts, with their practices, everything that Esau, Edom does, everything that he pushes, all his doctrines and his philosophies are not only toxic but completely adverse to, you know, are completely destructive. Basically, they are destructive, self-destructive, and destructive to everything else. The environment, the people, the whole, the world as a whole. This devil cannot be allowed to continue to rule. Isaiah 24 verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. And as a result of Esau, Edom, and his wine being allowed to spread throughout the whole earth, you see the destruction it has caused, and you see how it has completely destroyed the quality of life on the earth. Even more so for Jake. That's why you have Jake, the average lifespan is what, 40 to 50 years. When Jake gets to 50, he's having diabetes, he's having stroke, he's having all kinds of all kinds of illnesses coming on him because of this kingdom and the way that they are made to live in this kingdom, this unhealthy lifestyle that is pushed on our people in this kingdom, mentally, physically, spiritually, especially. Okay, this devil needs to go out, man. This place is completely defiled in every single way. You can't just stop about saying, "Oh well, it's only the food." It's not just the food. It's everything else. The air, the water, right? Everything is defiled. Okay. So with that, I'll end the video right there. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Rakah, Wadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit of you Akiam and you are quite edified. Shalom.